Welcome back to the Midnight Who Show, and today we're going to be reviewing the final 6 episodes of Scooby-Doo and Guess Who. The first episode is The Legend of the Gold Microphone, featuring Reverend Run, where a hip hop club he's trying to start for young youths is haunted by ghosts of former musicians who are looking for a golden microphone. Now, I really enjoyed the ghost designs in this episode. They were very different and very creepy in parts. I would especially like the bones design that they did for the other ghost. Now, the trapping scene in this episode was amazing. Like, seriously, I was really enjoying it. It was hilarious. It felt a little bit different than what they previously do to trap the monster. Overall, this is a great Scooby-Doo mystery, with Run being an amazing guest star. He had a great inclusion in this episode, and I really liked his raps they included in this. It felt very much like who he was, and I think that was a great touch. Scooby-Doo and the Skytown Cool School with Billy D. Williams, and there's a pterodactyl, and it's not very exciting of a monster. Overall, I wasn't really enjoying this episode while watching it. I almost was about to skip it. I still think Williams was a great guest star, but there was just too much cool for me to handle. But yeah, I was just not having any enjoyment out of watching this episode. But, you know, at least Williams was a pretty good guest star, and I guess that's what matters the most. Falling Starman with Terry Bradshaw had quite a creepy entrance for the guest star. So, as they're driving through the roads, the Mr. Ink Gangs, they see a falling star, but they soon discover an alien spaceship. And this episode had a really good alien design in this episode. I really enjoyed that. And I really thought Bradshaw was a great guest star, and he added a lot to this episode. He was, very energetic. He just seemed like he really enjoyed being there. And I really liked the scenes with Shaggy and Scooby in this kind of food world that he had. It was a great touch to this episode. And the alien was a really different monster, it felt like. Now we're on to one of my favorite episodes out of not just this run of episodes, but probably the entire show. A Haunt of 1,000 Voices with the voice actors who play Mr. Ink. Come on, that is such a fantastic idea. And I'm really glad they decided to go explore that. This episode was seriously a blast to watch. There were so many references to classic Scooby-Doo monsters, like Captain Cutler, Charlie the Robot, Redbeard the Pirate, and the Creeper. And as you can tell, there's 4 of them. You can probably guess who is underneath the mask of them. But yeah, I thought this episode was really hilarious, how you're hearing the normal voices come out of these actors instead of their Scooby-Doo self. I thought that was really cool. And I really liked how it just felt like a great tribute to the world of Scooby-Doo. And it was just, I was enjoying every single moment I was watching this episode. ScoobyDoo Dog Wonder featured Dynamite and Blue Falcon. And there was a Medusa monster and vases that it's trying to capture. Now, this episode, I thought, was pretty decent. I think they did a very good job capturing the classic feel of a Dynamite Blue Falcon adventure from the classic TV show. And just their interaction with the Mr. Ink Gang I thought was hilarious. I also like that we get to see a lot of Blue Falcon's human persona. That is just awesome. Now, what I can also say is Blue Falcon in this episode I thought was really good to see the more classic feeling of that character, especially after Scoop last year. But yeah, I really had a lot of enjoyment watching this episode. It's just a great another adventure for Blue Falcon and Dynamite. I really wish there was more adventures with them. But I really liked how Velma solved who was Blue Falcon. I thought that was a nice touch. The final episode is the Movieland Monsters featuring Carol Burnett. Now this episode involves Carol and her new VR Movieland, which she is having the Mr. Ink Gang beta test for her. And as they enter the world, they realize that a computer virus has infected her world. Now, this computer virus has an amazing design. Seriously, I like how kind of creepy it looked and spooky, but also how it can change its look to each movie that they go to. The movies they go to are Casablanca, Night at the Opera, The Searchers, and The Wizard of Oz. And I really enjoyed all these classic movie references. I've seen, I think, 2 out of these 4 movies that they referenced. And the ones that I have seen, Casablanca and The Wizard of Oz, I enjoyed every single reference I can catch. And I can say it's really cool how they made this episode feel like those movie moments. It was really cool to have like the aspect ratio kind of change, and they have black and white, and The Searchers was that style. It was really good. And what I can also say is Carol was an energetic guest star. She added a lot to this episode, and she interacted really well with the Mystery Inc. gang. My only complaint is, well, I think this episode could have been a little bit longer, and I think that would have been a lot better to really kind of explore these movie lands that she built in her VR program. So that's it. That's all the Scooby-Doo and Guess Who episodes. Overall, I pretty much enjoyed this show. There's some really episodes that I just did not enjoy. And other episodes are highlights for me that I want to watch again. Especially the Movie Land Monsters, the 100,000 Voices, the Hex Girls episode. Those are ones that I will probably go back to and watch again. But overall, I will say this show was pretty decent. I think they did a really good job. But I think the main downfall of the show is when the guest star didn't really work. And sometimes the 20 minutes runtime just kind of cut the story short, it felt like. But I would still recommend the show to at least check it out, because there are some really good moments within the show. So that's it for tonight. If you've seen these 3 episodes, tell me your guys' thoughts on them in the comments below. And tell me your overall thoughts of Scooby-Doo and Guess Who. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, everyone.